Answer. Welcome to your Daily Dose. My name is Robert here with my pal Susan, who I guess is ready for this. Um, we do these things for fun, for exploration, to not know. One thing I do know and I wanted to dive into was the Christmas movie Hero's Journey, which we've done 3 weeks of and has been a very fun exploration for me. How has it been for you before I go into my take?
Well, as I just told your last class, there are a lot of Christmas movies out there that I'm not familiar with, and it's been a real education and opportunities to make a long list of Christmas movies for my future. I really mean that, Robert. And the way
Yeah.
you put them together, the clips that you pick, or it's instructive. This is a fun process. If you've done the hero's journey a couple times, it's really a fun process. If you haven't, I think you're doing a lovely job of helping us understand the hero's journey stages by the clips. So it works in both ways.
Yeah, thank you for that. And I don't what I do in the setup of this is I plan the clips in terms of identifying where they fit into the hero's journey. And it's based on what's available on YouTube, of course. And so I have a master list of all these clips, but I don't spend a lot of time curating exactly which one goes where next to the other. And there's a reason for that. I want the stories to collide next to each other and then let the themes emerge. And last week, this is what I want to dive into. What I love that came out in an interesting way that you all responded to was Christmas means telling the truth. We saw that scene in Love Actually, the beautiful moment, and then we saw it again in Home Alone, where he's at church.
In the church. Mm.
Yeah, and it meant in both of those scenes, and not only those scenes, but just as a general theme for Christmas, is that it means telling the truth. That emotions are so heightened and people are around, the things we've been holding back, we can't hold back anymore. And sometimes it comes out sideways, but it comes out. How do you feel about that? The idea of Christmas means telling the truth.
Well, I have a, a profound level of commitment to the truth. It's a childhood thing, you know. It, we would always get in more trouble for not telling the truth than for whatever we were fudging the truth about, my brother
Government
and
is
me.
worse than the crime. Yeah.
Yeah, and so and I raised my children the same way. So it's it feels like a given, Robert, that that should be the way it is. And when you run into these situations in the movie, when it's not,
Yeah.
it's an assault. It's it's bigger than it maybe you might feel that it is.
Well, I think, the thing is, Christmas comes at the end of the calendar year and it leads into resolutions, and therefore inventory is done, and, personal inventory and summation of how do we do this year and all that sort of thing. And that can lead to a lot of difficult questions. And maybe, am I where I wanted to be? Am I better off? Did things not add up? Am I fooling myself? Am I just not addressing something? Am I engaging in avoidance, which I think is a very common thing, right? That is really uncomfortable. And now is not the time until it becomes the time, and tough luck, you're dealing with it.
But at Christmas, it really doesn't feel like the time. If you're going to do that, it kind of feels like let's have fun at Christmas, and then we'll make resolutions, or then we'll be open to a word of the year or something. But Christmas seems like it should have a
Yeah.
little safety ball around it.
And I get what you're saying. It feels like it should. And since it feels like it should, from a dramatic standpoint, anytime something presumptively feels that way, it's a perfect thing to poke a hole in. Perfect thing to say, oh, you got expectations? Wonderful. Let me turn them.
Yeah, all right.
Right? Because what is, I mean, Christmas Vacation, I see this so clearly, and me getting older too, and really relating to Clark, Chevy Chase there. All he wants is the perfect Christmas where everybody kind of gets along and just does things, and it just doesn't. No matter how hard he tries, it just doesn't work out. And that's just, come on. I've worked this hard. I've grown this family. I've built this home. I've done these things, these traditions, and it just keeps going to pot.
And I got in the car and drove 500,000 miles to create this magical weekend for you, and you did that.
That tree that symbolizes everything goes up in smoke, literally. You know, it's the symbol of what it's supposed to be, and it's a freaking disaster.
So don't you get it? This is Christmas. How can you?
Yeah. Yeah. Don't you? And it's the same thing he screams at his boss, right? How could you? My Christmas bonus is replaced by a jam of the month club. I mean, yeah, this was the thing I was relying on. And again, it would have been nice, back to your bubble, if you couldn't give bonuses, to just let us know. But he didn't. And he
Right.
just tried to avoid and sneak in this instead. Meanwhile, the company's profiting.
Uh, so this says a lot about expectations. So maybe we might want to talk about that in our next dose.
Sure. I'll bring it back. I'll see you on the next Daily Dose.